What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Bitcoin weekly update. The date is October 14th, 2018. And let's take a look at what's going on in Bitcoin. First off, you probably realize I don't have a webcam. I do apologize. Same thing in my last video. The webcam still has like a driver issue, or there's something wrong with my USB controller. I haven't sat down and really given enough time to figure it out just yet. But we should be back up and running pretty soon on that. Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin. So last week in our update video, basically we saw that we were ranging in between these two levels here, the pink lines, 65.15 and 66.40. And we basically were just going sideways for the entire week. And we finally saw a breakout to the downside. This candle on the 10th actually broke out below the range, but it closed back into the range. But then we saw if we go to a lower time frame, you can see what it did here. Terrible thing is I actually took a short here. I'm not sure, I can't remember if I said it in the last video. I did take a short on this down move here, but I got stopped out on this green candle, sadly. My short target was 6,300. I didn't have a target set. I was going to trail out of it because I knew if it fell, it was going to fall really hard. So I didn't want to set a target and then miss most of the move. I was going to trail out of it. Worst case scenario happened basically. I took a short. I believe it was at 65.80. Yeah, 65.80 is where I took the short. So a break of this candle here. And then my stop loss was at 65.60 because I saw this down move here. I didn't want to give up too much profit. And I didn't want to lose money on a winning trade. So I took a trade here. It failed. And I didn't want to lose money on a winning trade. So I put my stop loss right below break even. And I got hit almost the top of this candle. The top of the candle is 65.66. So I got stopped out basically at the top of the candle, and then boom, it crashed right through my target. Worst case scenario, I did not re-enter this trade. I kind of just let it happen. But yeah, so that was it for my short. And then I took a long down here at the bottom when it recovered at 62. So I'm in a long at 6,200. Right now we're seeing a little bit of a failure, so I am a little bit in the negative. My stop loss is at 60.70, so right down here at the lows below these wicks. We're seeing a lot of accumulation in this order block. Same order block we've had for the past few weeks. You can see here, this is the same order block. We're seeing accumulation down here at the bottom. This could easily bounce back to like 63.60, 6,400. We could even see a short squeeze back towards the range. But right now we are definitely bearish. The problem is I don't really see any short plays here. I would not short this. This is an order block. This is a yearly support. Shorting this would not be a smart play. Yes, you might be right, but if you took this trade 10 times, I can almost guarantee you would lose more times than you would win. You're shorting a yearly support. You're shorting an order block. There's way too much buying action going on below 6,200. I just don't see a short play here. I could see a short below 61. So if it breaks 61 with an engulfing candle, then retest the order block and fails, yes, I can see a short play. But if you're shorting right here, I don't see that. I don't think that's a good move. Like I said, you may be right, but if you took that trade 10 times, you would not be profitable more times than not. But if my long does play out here, same thing with my short. I'm not going to set a target. I'm going to trail out of it because I think if it bounces here, it's going to be a strong bounce, just like we saw the last time it bounced out of the order block. So I'm going to look for like 6,800 as my long-term target. I don't think that's going to happen in the next day or two. I'm not saying that. That's my long-term target for my long. My short-term targets are going to be 64 and then 66. So I'm just going to take some profit on the way up if we do start to squeeze up. One thing that I did just get notified to was on the daily, we actually have a bull div Did it not get triggered? Yeah, there it is right there. So we got a bull div right here. Let me pull this up on a clean chart. You guys are probably having trouble seeing it through all of my indicators. Let's pull this up on a clean chart here. So we can see the bull div was triggered because this low and this low, this low is a lower low from this one. But we can see here on the Momo, we are forming a higher low. So that is triggering a bull div. Now, will this bull div play out? We don't know yet. We have not seen any buying action or selling action to either validate or invalidate this move because it just triggered 30 minutes ago. So we don't know yet. We will have to wait and see. But that is a proper bull div. The lower, it is forming a lower low and the Momo's forming a higher low. So that is a proper bull div. We just don't know if it will play out just yet. If it does play out, same targets as my long, because I'm not going to play this separately. But if you were playing this separately, what I do is I basically take a fib. You can take it from the wick or you can take it from the body. I'll take it from the wick here. So you would use the 50% and the 75 and the 100 line as your targets. So it's basically resting on the 25% there. If you take the bodies, you would use that 25 as your first target, that 50 is your second target, and then the 75 is your third target. Basically what I do is I ignore the 25 and the 75, and I use the 50 and the 100. So the 50 would be your first target, and the 100 would be your second target, and then you would close it either on the 100, or you would wait to see if it breaks through, and then you would hold your bull div until it fails the high. But going back to what we were looking at earlier, the order block is holding, the yearly support is holding. So far, we've had 4 days, if not counting the candle that entered, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess you'd say 3 days because this is a new candle. So we've had 3 days in this order block. We don't know if it's going to break lower or push higher just yet. This could close just like it is now. We don't know if this candle is going to be a action candle or not. So next week's video, we'll definitely obviously see how it played out. If it's a big move, I might even do like a midweek update. I might update you guys on like Wednesday or Thursday if we see like a major candle up or a major candle down, because I don't want to wait too long after the move to update you guys. But right now, I'm seeing very bearish on the Momo, but the Momo is giving a bull div signal. So we don't know if the bull div signal is going to play out, but the actual Momo here is giving a very bearish signal. Both lines broke the 0 line. They're both correlating downward. If they both break the -10 line, it will probably be a pretty bearish move down. One thing that we need to look at here is the weekly candle. The weekly candle, let me pull up the moving average. I use a 12 moving average for my weekly. So we can see here on the weekly, like I told you guys in the last video, we saw a failure here, a failure here, and a failure here. It has failed to break this 12 moving average on the past 3 to 4 weeks. When that 12 moving average is broken, that is when we'll start to see some big moves up, and we might see another high form. What we want to see is we want to see a higher high. So you can take that as your high, and you can also take this as your high. We need to see a higher high formed. So we need to see this 12 moving average be broken, and then we need to see a close either above 67 or a close above 73. That would start the bull market if it could hold. So once it makes a higher high and then it holds and makes a higher low, that can become the bottom and the bull market can start from there. Until then, this bear market will continue. So that's it for our update and projection. I'm going to be uploading another video right after this one. Is going to be the second video in our series for teaching technical analysis in under 10 minutes. So if you guys would like to watch that as well, give it a look, subscribe, and also like this video. If you like the content, I will be posting another update either in the middle of the week, depending on the move, or next Sunday. See you guys then. Have a good one.